Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back again to our show, See Perspectives. And before to introduce our special guest of today, I want to give a big thanks to MeTech, which is giving the opportunity to perform our interviews and our show in this beautiful room and building. So today, let me announce our special guest, Ivan Yong Wei Kit. Welcome, Ivan.
Thank you, Rossini, for inviting me for the interview.
Me as a representative of See Perspective, we are very happy to having you. I know that you are based in Hong Kong, and while you are here in Malaysia, we really catch you and ask you, and thanks for accepting the invitation to join us.
No, it's my honor and my privilege. Thank you so much for having me for today. Yeah.
Dear Ivan, so as usual, we're gonna introduce our guest with a short bio of yourself, and from there we start. So Ivan Yong Wei Kit is an organizational psychologist, engineer, coach, mentor, and a published author. He's a co-founder of Nanyang Angelz, an angel network focused on making impact investments into startups and corporate disruptors forums, CDF, an international platform that engages startups and cooperation in corporate innovation. Well, Ivan, actually, to be honest, your could be a way longer, your introduction, but for the sake of keeping short, we went straight to the point. So, in order to begin, I would like to ask you, what are your visions and values in life?
I think let me answer the value question first. I think what I hold dearly to my heart is being honest with people, but more so with myself. I think it's very important to do that. Be kind to people, especially if you're in a position to do that. I always remember my father's advice, help if you can, but if you can't, keep the comment to yourself. I think I always remember that. He tells me that. And the last, be ethical in all the things that I do. I mean, even simple form of, I volunteer as a mentor at the CUHK, the Chinese University of Hong Kong, for 10 years now, and every single year I continue to ask myself, am I doing it ethically right for my mentee? So there's the three values that I hold on dear to. My vision in life is rather quite simple actually, is to continue to discover and find out what is God's purpose for me in life, even purpose in moments like this, like having a conversation, what is His purpose for me, and to do my best with the talent that He's given me to actually execute whatever that purpose that He has for me. I'm doing that daily and daily and daily.
I love, Ivan, the way you describe purpose, which is not one, but it's constantly changing according to the person that you are in that certain time, and doing the very best as you can. And I really like what you say, because I do resonate with that. According to the gift that have been given to you, leverage those gifts. Can I ask you then, which gift do you think you are owning or has been given to you?
I think this selling skills is one of the gifts that He has given me, and the ability to use words to sell. I think that's very important. Now, you might not be familiar with my terminology of selling, because selling, in it comes two other, I would say, talent. One of it is, in Malay, we call this thing Budi Bahasa. That means the language of grace. So the idea is that you have to think good thoughts of the people that you're selling to. You have all your actions, your behavior, even your words and your thoughts must be of good thoughts of this person that you're trying to sell to or trying to engage with. So in Malay, we call it Budi Bahasa. And that is one of the main criteria of selling. And number two is, like, can you build trust in the short moment of meetings? Like in a short meeting, an hour's meeting, are you able to build trust with the people that you are meeting actually? And you can actually. When I was very young, when I was in my 20s, I actually managed to meet up with a tycoon. On the way, we shared a cab. So I was actually a lowly salesman trying to go to this place in Singapore where the shipyard is. And the queue was very long. I went up to the front and I met the guy in front. He was dressed all in white, carrying a simple envelope, and I think he's actually an office boy. And I told him, "Uncle, can I share the next cab with you? Are you going to the west?" He said, "Yes." So I said, I'll drop you first before I go for my destination. And because I was so young, I didn't see the rest of the accessory that he has, the watch and all that. And he looked me up and down and said, "Sure, get on the taxi with me." And the next 30 minutes, he offered me a job. And he asked me to go to the shipyard to see his Rolls Royce and Bentley. And I said, "I have to go to this meeting in the West." And then he said, "What do you think about the shipyard business?" And in those days, in 2002-03, Singapore has been telling about how the shipping industry is a sunset industry. And I honestly told him that I think it's a sunset industry, it's not the industry to be in. And I say, well, come over and see my cars, and give me a name card, show it to my secretary, and come over and see my cars. But I didn't take up on that offer. But I still have that card today. Yeah.
Why you didn't take up the offer?
I was sold the idea that shipping industry is the sunset industry. So I thought there's no future in shipping, and so I didn't pick up the offer.
So interesting, how the universe works, you know? So, Ivan, now tell us, which is the project that you are most proud of and why?
One of the projects that I'm really proud of is actually a social startup that we started called Genius, supportgenius.com, where we actually got an English reading program from the US. It costs $150 US subscription a year. We brought it back from the US and we say, okay, now the people who needs it can't afford it, and people who can afford it probably don't need it. So we decided to turn it into a social project. And our rule is we want people from our network, LinkedIn, our business network, to buy it, and then we give it to some children that cannot afford it, underprivileged kids. And we do not want company to give us money, because we want individuals to get involved, to participate, to feel the impact that they're creating. And within 18 months, until COVID, we managed to raise $45,000 US purely on that approach, and we supported 300 children in 9 countries, majority in Hong Kong, Malaysia, Indonesia, India, and also Vietnam.
Very good. And are you still doing other projects, or are you planning to do other projects that are supporting people less fortunate?
Oh yes, I mean, like during COVID, I was very active with the European Mentoring and Coaching Council. I'm actually the head of social responsibility initiative for them, and I thought that in the beginning of COVID there will be no activities, but in fact we got the most busiest time was during COVID. So I launched what we call global projects. So you may have a social responsibility initiative project, say in Uganda, and then we can get our members, our global members, to participate in that. So we have done projects in Nigeria, where we got global members to support the Nigerian youth through coaching. So we give pro bono coaching. So you get executive level coaching pro bono for these underprivileged kids. And the Nigerian one is one of the most popular one because, or the one I'm proudest of, because he had difficulty getting people to go on a board of trustees. He did the program with us, we did a report, and now he has 2 very prominent Nigerian socially acknowledged person to come on his board. We have done a project where we are supporting an NGO in Australia who built schools in Uganda. We did a team coaching pro bono for their principals. Now I'm doing one in Hong Kong where we are supporting an NGO in Hong Kong where their focus is to help special needs graduates to launch their career through coaching and mentoring. So I'm personally involved in that as an organizational psychologist, doing psychometric feedbacks, coaching and mentoring, and that's also part of our global project. So these are some of the other projects that I'm involved in.
Very fascinating, Ivan, and really thanks for the service that you are giving to the community as well.
No, I don't do most of the work.
Yeah, but still you're involved.